Rams preview. That's the next opponent. The Los Angeles Rams coming to Minnesota. Big time ball game. Both teams have a lot at stake. Both teams in the NFC. Who knows how this picture this weekend could factor into the playoff picture in a few weeks. Cooper Kupp, man, you've seen Cooper Kupp for some years playing out there in AZ. Prolific route runner. He's a football player that happens to play wide receiver. But now he's elevated his game to a whole nother level this season. How do you attack a guy like Cooper Kupp when you're covering him, Pat, and they move him around so much?
You move him everywhere. You pray. You literally pray because he can find the holes in the zones.
Mm-hmm.
They use him so well on the motions and stacks to where you really can't get hands on him, to where he's going to manipulate the leverages of the defender. So it's just basically option routes galore with him when he's in that.
Now, Pat P, break us down. Option route. I understand people say, well, it's an option, but take us through how difficult option routes can be when you're covering a guy who has options.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're a man-to-man and he's in the cut split on a stack, you pretty much want to kind of take away the outside release. So if the receiver sees that, he's going to try to, attack your outside release as hard as he can to get back inside, because he knows that you're trying to take away his outside. So the receiver basically has an option to go off the DB's leverage. And, and that's what Cooper does very, very well. I mean, one of the best at it, far as when it comes down to, the option routes, the pivot routes, the unders, the overs. He just he does a great job of finding the holes and getting open. So, it's not a surprise that, he's one of the, I don't know if he's still number one in the league as far as yardage, but it's not surprising to see him, as a top tier receiver in this league for sure.
Yeah. And he's been balling. Matthew Stafford has been balling.
Mm-hmm.
Jefferson has been balling. And now OBJ.
Yeah.
OBJ, how has it been seeing a rejuvenated OBJ out in LA? So heading into Tuesday's night's matchup against Seattle, OBJ has 15 catches for 204 yards and 3 touchdowns with the Rams. Yeah. OBJ week 3 versus Minnesota didn't do too much. 7 targets, 2 catches, 27 yards. Now we're starting to see a different OBJ. We're starting to see the OBJ that we all have grown accustomed to seeing. Right. And he's elevated this offense as well, especially with no Robert Woods. But man, that's your homeboy, college alum. Man, how does it feel seeing him back to himself back out in LA?
He just needed opportunity, clear mind, a good situation for him. I don't know how true it is as far as with the turmoil between him and his quarterback, but it's tough to play good football when you and your quarterback can't get along.
You're talking about when in Cleveland.
Yeah, in Cleveland.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I know that can be, tough on a receiver and tough on him, knowing what he can produce and what he can provide for the team.
Yeah.
So now being in a position, having this opportunity to come present itself for him, go out in LA, La La Land, and play with Matthew Stafford, who I always thought was a top tier quarterback in this league. Just happened to play for Detroit Lions. And, now he just seems happy, seems healthy. He seems into the game, he seems more involved. And it's good to see him, back in his happy place, on the gridiron, doing it. We all miss the Odell celebrations.
No question.
I don't want to see him when we play him, but
yeah.
Always something that's creative, something that's unique. So fans miss that, and to see him getting back into rare form, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and Pat, I didn't know this. You've never beaten Sean McVay before?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's first time for everything. What makes him such a good coach, and what are the biggest keys in getting it done for the first time this weekend? Not just for you as an individual, but of course team. But having a career in that division, never beating him, this is a big one for you as well. So what y'all got to do to get it done?
Oh man, we definitely have to protect those guys on up front on their defensive front. We know they got guys that can get after the quarterback on both edges. Aaron Donald speaks for himself. So that's going to be a big task for the offensive line. We know Jalen lines up everywhere, so it's going to be a great matchup between him and Justin.
Yep. Oh, yes, sir. Remember, we highlighted that matchup during training camp.
Yeah. So that's going to be a great matchup. Hopefully we can get Adam back this week. On defense, as far as our offense facing their defense, I believe, slowing down, not letting their front four get involved in the game. As hard as that may sound and is, that's just something that we're going to have to do if we want to win this ball game. You know what I mean? If it's going to come down to the nitty gritty, we cannot let those guys be active around Kirk. And on offense, their offense versus our defense, we can't give up any big plays. We know they thrive off that. And we can't let Matthew get going. We know once he gets in the groove, we know he can make all the throws. But once he gets hot, it's like some Aaron Rodgers type.
No question.
As far as the throws that he can make, just in those moments. It showed up in the Arizona game when they played. Was that Monday night or Sunday night? I can't remember.
That was Thursday night. Last Thursday
night. That was just a prime example of once everything's get rolling for him, it's pretty much lights out. So our hands are full on both sides of the ball, and so we got to play a great complementary football this week. It's a very, very important game, not only because it's the next one, but far as if we want to go where we want to go, playoff implications, we have to win this game.
Yeah. All right. It's prediction time. For you guys that have been following the show, over the last few weeks, I've been doing a great job in picking against the Vikings. And I think you guys are 4-1 when I pick against you. Yeah, 4-1, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that trend going. I'm taking the Los Angeles Rams. This score would be 26-24 in favor of the Rams. That's my score prediction. And like I said, if you haven't been following the show, I usually pick the Vikings, but I stopped doing it, and they started winning. So fans say, hey, BMac, don't pick the Vikings ever again.
Don't pick them no more.
I'm picking the Rams to win 26-24. Let's see how close I can get.